Hear the hunger in my voice, they used to tell me to speak up. The problem was of what I was saying, they couldn't keep up. Instead of moving around with some patience, they tried to speed up. It got colder than a bitter bitch, found me a way to heat up. What's a favor for a favor if we all didn't make it? Kept it 100 with everybody, but they just gon' change. I ain't get caught up in the hype, cause I ain't feel like I made it. Couldn't picture me here now, but here's your moment to frame it. And I ain't never understand that self-entitlement spirit. I felt your vibe, I don't wanna get near it. Before I made the appearance, I took a second, took a look in the mirror. This God, Lord, the only thing that I fear. Y'all got me fucked up. It's all passion, it's tradition, it ain't fashion. It's no action, they make threats and it's still passing. I think massive, no respond, that's still tact. Y'all should quit rapping. Cheap shots, I'm cinematic. I ain't average, I'm an overthrow fanatic. How I go, you lose and win like asthmatics. I got first, that's automatic. I'm the best in my division. In the ghetto like the pigeons, in the hood like the engine. You a bird for that chicken. I don't fake split decisions cause my mind made up, nigga. We in the end of time, but my time ain't up. Now when I was young and running wild and wide-eyed like a cabbage patch, I had to get it as vivid, adapted to my habitat. It's certain shit I won't do, certain shit you can't prove. My shit sound like a payday, yours like more when the rent. If I had $1 for every dime you counted, I would be broke. Watch it be close, got a better chance boxing the ghost. And they know I'm raw, and they know the squad, and I'm feeling large, still in charge. I don't make it follow, I follow the law. Standing tall like they hear on March. I just got a call from my bro, he behind the wall, he told me let it off. Niggas lying for some cat, I got a different line in me. Everybody intimidated, I got that guy in me. You get focused on the dimes, I'd rather keep my nine with me. Help me get this off the ground, just know you won't fly with me now.
I try to make the news, I ain't playing by the rules. I've been trying to play it cool, but that ain't gon' be the deal. And y'all out here looking like fool. Home yeah. The truth, I ain't never had to choose.
I'm trying to get beamed up, man, y'all try to make the news. I ain't playing by the rules. I've been trying to play it cool, but that ain't gon' pay the bill. Y'all out here looking like fool. Home of the truth, y'all ain't never had to choose. Trying to get beamed up, man, y'all trying to make the news. I ain't playing by the rules. I've been trying to play it cool, but that ain't gon' pay the bill. Y'all out here looking like fool. Home of the truth, y'all ain't never had to choose. Trying to get beamed up.
Kill the beat.
I don't know who, somebody need to hear this. Y'all don't speak Hebrew, that's Yiddish. How the fuck you try to label us anti-Semitic? We the Israelites, blacks, native Hispanics. The Germans getting locked up for the Holocaust. Meanwhile, black people still up in the Holocaust. 100 million of us died in the transatlantic. 6 million died, y'all want the world to never forget it. You can never be a Jew, you a Ashkenaz. This ain't a star dum-dum, a gun that would die. Yeah, Yeezy told the truth and got ostracized. Not one person in the Bible had on the yarmulke. We was slaves in America like we was in Egypt. Y'all don't even fit the curses in the Torah neither. Y'all was blind to the truth, I had to make it clear. How Jerusalem, your land, your people came from Europe. That was 1947, your menorah got 9 sticks, it's really only 7. Yeah, it's us against the world, Armageddon. This what happened when you inherit lies from your ancestors. Y'all the synagogue of Satan with them black hats. Your whole nation sitting ducks, Aflacs. Bunch of thieves and culture vultures, ain't nothing kosher. To tell the truth, you vagabonds don't have a culture. Macedonia, Alexander and Philip, you a convert, so tell me, how the fuck is you Israel? That don't make you the people just cause you live there. Why my people can't hate your people like y'all hate Hitler? All the prophets was black and was called nigga. Y'all don't even fit the description that's in the scriptures. Abraham, all the way down to Jacob, we the real Jews. Y'all don't study Christ, y'all follow the Talmud. Keep it real, yeah, let's keep it real. Cold hard truth, it give you chills. Say y'all Jewish cause y'all ain't really them. About to do them like Hammond, it's the Feast of Purim. UPK undefeated, this an easy win. We was born fighting, y'all the evil twin. Jacob took hold of his heel, then out came his little red bastard, they kosher deals. It's only 12 tribes, y'all trying to make it 13. Esau despised his birthright, the Lord cursed him. He ain't the devil, who is? I'm still searching. Ask your rabbi, why he get them babies herpes? I don't know what's worse, that or you claiming that you a Maccabee. I'm about to cancel, everybody try to cancel ye. I ain't afraid to speak, this what I do. They riding to the core, I'm just judging them by their fruit. Cause they ain't suffering curses. If I was carnal, I promise I'd punch you in person. I know this is an uncomfortable subject. They making millions off our culture and black people suffering from it. Yeah, they don't believe in Christ, they the Antichrist. Make a living off of niggas, they a parasite. I ain't afraid to tell the truth, niggas terrified. I'm about to go DEFCON 4, I ain't satisfied.
That is proof. That is absolute proof that they know we are the real Jews. That's absolute proof. Now you got the records. Go find me a white Jew on any archaeology in Egypt anywhere. You will never find a piece of archaeology with white people as slaves in Egypt. So don't tell me that they were slaves and it's their identity, and they know it. And I know the blasphemy of them which say they are Jews and are not. The Lord knows the blasphemy of you so-called white people that say you are Jews and you are not Jews. You are not the people of the law. You are not God's chosen people. God's chosen people are living in the ghettos of America. God's chosen people are in poverty and depression in the streets of America. God's chosen people are walking around in America with no identity. That's where God's chosen people are.
See, what the heck? There you go. Why does it look like that? Screw it. We just gonna have to. All right, that's 12. We just make it work like that. All right, Most High Christ, give the Lord a hand. Welcome back, y'all. Block it for last week. You know what I mean? The brother was on vacation. So we back and we back in full effect. The water for y'all tuning in, the water for y'all in the chat. The water, what we got? We got UPK Kodash, Olivia Arnold, Young Man Jeremiah, Trooper Shakat. Water for y'all tuning in, man. Hit that hit the chat. Everybody know we get in there. We're gonna wait till everybody get up in here. Until then, we got any current event? Any current events happening? Anything we could talk about until we get to the topic? I know what freaking Putin and China and North Korea, they having meetings and stuff like that. Y'all get ready for that. Let's see what happened with that. Oh yeah, the Young Thug situation. I wanted to tap in on that too, because pretty much all that situation is just Young Thug is starting to understand that pretty much what like my brother our warrior say, you know what I'm saying? The streets is dead. That street code stuff, all that stuff like that, is no positive results that come out of that stuff. It's just complete disaster. All of our people have not benefited off of what goes on in the streets, off of gang banging, hating our brothers, you know what I'm saying? Pretty much destroying our neighborhoods, destroying ourselves. There's nothing positive that came out of that. You know what I mean? Look at Big Meech. Look at who are some of the high-ranking people? Larry Hoover, you know what I'm saying? There's only one destination that's there's two destinations, that's death or jail when it comes to this street code stuff. A Young Thug, he's trying to toss what's his name again? The other Gunna. He's trying to throw Gunna's career down the drain off of these snitch allegations, because he knows that that person, he was following street code, trying to keep trying to pretty much put dude out there, and he's in a situation where he's still hot on fire with his music, you know what I mean? And now he's leaving. He's on his last album under Young Thug's label. The Young Thug's trying to diminish his career before he goes off and does his own thing. And now his breadwinner is about to be gone, all because he wanted to follow street rules and talk about how dudes a snitch, a rat, whoopty whoop whoop, you know what I mean? When he could have just monetized off of him and just, you know what I mean, not be so caught up with the streets and been more business oriented, and he would have probably kept him on his label. But now, oh boy, gone. So following those street codes and street laws, the streets it's dead. It's dead. There's no positive results that come out of it. You get what I'm saying? Like, there's nothing, but our people, for some reason, we keep gravitating to it because we want an identity. We want something that we could be a part of. And what does this society give us to be a part of? It just gangbanging, drug dealing, being a whore. Like, there's not really too much positive things that come within our people that we can be known off of. We don't have a lot of positive communities that could justify our personalities. You know what I mean? All we have is the gang banging and the hustling and the robbing and the hoeing and the stealing. You know what I mean? So that's where we are at as Blacks and Hispanics. For us to be able to have an identity, we have to join these organizations of destruction, and we follow the rules of this destruction, leading into our own demise. So where are we at right now? We're in a situation where it's just a cycle of death that goes within our neighborhoods, of absent fathers, of the majority of our population is being in prison. All these things come within us just trying to find something that we could be identified as, and that's where we at. But our people need to understand that there is absolutely no there's no positive end game to when it comes to gangbanging, when it comes to street code, when it comes to any of those things. All it is death and destruction. That's it. You know what I mean? We need to understand that. So other than that, you know what I mean? Any other things? I'm gonna show y'all a video real quick. This thing had me crying. Watch this. Let me see. Let me try to add it on. There we go. All right. Now check this video out real quick. I want y'all to watch this. This is people who we consider our leaders in our communities. Now look what this dude got to say. Check this out. Let me see.
Somebody said to me that if Jesus is black, heaven is a ghetto. Everywhere black people is a damn ghetto. Why should I be yelling at the white man? Hell, it wasn't for him, we'd all probably be dead from diseases and sickness. Hell, we each other. Wasn't for the white man. Yeah, white man built America. You say the slave built America. Don't they cover that line? I'll slap the taste out of your mouth. You ain't built nothing. Half the time when you did deal as a slave, the white man had to whoop your ass with a whoop to get you to do that little bit of work that you did do it, to whoop your ass to get it done. Talking about we built America. You built a damn thing. Don't own a damn thing. Nothing. You had Harlem, you threw that away. No, thank God for the white man. Thank God. He built America, some other safe places. Built airlines so you can ride around on them. Built automobiles. Hell, y'all ain't got one nation in Africa have built a car talking that damn talk. The only thing y'all can do is play basketball, run up and down the court like a bunch of...
Now, this is our average leaders of the black community. You know what I mean? Just sellouts who feel like their voice needs to be heard about their position on praising our oppressors. This is insane. Let me remove them real quick. That's insane. For our people to be that destroyed where, first of all, none of his facts were true. You know what I mean? Black people built this country. Blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans, we built this country. When our oppressors came, they came with absolutely nothing. No good ideas, no riches, no nothing. They came specifically with war on their hearts. This is what our topic is going to be about in this class today. But you got this sellout who's speaking about Black people haven't invented anything. We've invented, Blacks, Hispanics, Native Americans have invented the majority of things that are useful within this country. You get what I'm saying? Like, they gotta understand, our oppressors didn't even bathe when they pulled up over here. They still kind of have a bathing issue to this day. Not so open about it, but our oppressors can't even bathe properly. They would throw feces and piss on the streets. That's how high heel shoes were created. You know what I'm saying? Because it was so much filth on just thrown out on the streets. They would probably bathe like once a year. You get what I'm saying? But we got sellouts like this who would praise our oppressors and make them feel as if that they were just the peak of our generation. Like they really came and solved all of our problems. You get what I'm saying? Like, our oppressor has absolutely done nothing but stole and robbed and unalived to be in the position that he's in. He's done nothing for us. You got to understand, for him to be put in the position that he's in right now, that you gotta follow the history of what our oppressor has done. Just follow the history of everything. You know what I mean? I went on a trip this week, and it was I went to Alaska on a cruise, right? So I went on a cruise to Alaska, and mind you, you know what I mean, our people, we don't really do the trips to Alaska. You know what I mean? Like, so you got to understand, I was surrounded by Edomites. You get what I'm saying? Surrounded by Edomites. So that was vexing on my spirit alone. To be surrounded by our oppressors for 7 days straight on a boat. You know what I mean? You got to just think about how uneasy I was. Black people around white people on ships don't match. If you know the history, blacks amongst all oppressors on a ship is all bad news. I swear. So I couldn't even get to the edge of that ship because I was just like, all right, these people are gonna try to make me shark food like they used to do back in the day. You know what I'm saying? So I went 7 days amongst our oppressor, and I just decided, okay, I'm gonna study these people. I'm gonna study this beast and see how he ticks, because I can see the phoniness within their demeanor as I walk past them, as they come around me. And I'm still Israelite out. You know what I mean? I got my Isupk sweater. I got my Dawada chain. You know what I'm saying? I'm still UPK'd out. And they were very uneasy with me. So I just stayed to myself pretty much the whole 7 days. Like, it wasn't even like no making friends, no communications, no nothing. You know what I mean? I ate by myself. I stayed to myself. I didn't conversate. I didn't do anything. But what I understand about our oppressor is that, you know what I mean, there's certain things that I understand about his character, right? Because me being on a ship, I'm already I'm uneased already, because I respect what the Lord can do. You know what I mean? You read the book of Jonah and you see, you know what I mean, when Jonah disobeyed, the Lord caused a storm to happen. And that storm was so tough that everybody was looking like, okay, God upset with us. You know what I mean? Who's responsible for this? And so Jonah, he's just like, oh, it's me. They tossed him off the ship. And you know what I mean, he gets swallowed up by a huge fish, right? I respect and fear the Lord. You know what I mean? So I really stayed in check that whole time. You know what I mean? I did not want to displease the Lord at all because I was not trying to be another Jonah. But as I see, like everybody's so everybody on that ship was just so comfortable and so so sure that we were going to make it to our destination. And I'm just thinking, like, they must, like, we're literally surrounded by bodies of water, a body of water so far that the eyes can see. You can't see nothing else but water. I'm all, man, if the Lord want to take this ship down, he could take it down just with a snap of a finger. You get what I'm saying? So me in my spirit, I understand that I'm uneasy because I'm just like, man, like, I mean, of course I'm a priest. I know it's not gonna happen, but I'm just saying, it's just I respect the Lord and what he's capable of doing, and I respect what he can use to be able to destroy our enemies. But yeah, we were surrounded by water, and everybody's just so sure that we're gonna make it to our destination. I'm looking like, man, they just way too comfortable, and that's how our oppressors are. They are so sure of themselves that they have another day to tend to. Like they're so sure that the ship, like what they exactly, Khan said, they said exactly the same thing about the Titanic. They said even God couldn't sink this ship. You know what I mean? That was the postcard for the Titanic, that even God couldn't sink this ship. You get what I'm saying? So they're so sure that they can create things that God can't destroy. They're so sure that things can't go wrong as long as they're responsible for the things that they do. You get what I'm saying? Like, it's completely like, it's like, what's the word? It's prideful. It's prideful, if that makes any sense. Like, it's like they really feel themselves are beyond and above God. You know what I'm saying? Like, and without any doubt in their hearts, they think that what they do and what they create is better than what the Most High can do. You get what I'm saying? But I know I'm over here like, man, one wave, one big wave, that's it. We out of there. Just one big wave. We up out of here. That's all it takes. Just one. You get what I'm saying? One storm just coming out of nowhere, and we out of there. So I respect the Lord. I know what the Lord is capable of doing. I mean, it's not about walking in fear. It's just be walking with wisdom. I know what the Lord is capable of. You get what I'm saying? For them, they are so boastful and so prideful that they don't feel that anything can go wrong as long as they're responsible for what they create. They felt like the ship was more intact than the ocean. You get what I'm saying? So yeah, I noticed this on their spirit. You get what I'm saying? Where we at? Let me see. I got a preset for that. So like it too, my phone is completely messed up after that trip. So I'm gonna try to find scripture I was gonna put. Okay, we're gonna let's go to Obadiah chapter 1 and verse 4. Obadiah 1 and 4. Messed up. Let's see. All right now, my guy. Oh, really? All right, let's get to it. Let's see. Obadiah chapter 1 and verse 4. It says that though thou exalt thyself as the eagle, and though thou set thy nest among the stars, thence will I bring thee down, saith the Lord. So this is the thing. When I got over to Alaska, I came outside on the deck and it was a bald eagle that flew right past my head. And I seen the demeanor of this eagle, and it was just like it owned the sky. It owned the sky. It had no care in the world. It had no nothing that wanted to hunt it. It was the hunter. It was the big dog in the air. You know what I mean? That thing, had a destination it was going to, and it didn't feel like it had anybody that can stop them from that destination. I mean, the eagle, in its mind, it's the ruler of the sky. You get what I'm saying? That's what we see with our oppressor and how their mindset is at this time period. They had that same demeanor that they just rule everything, that they are untouchable, they are undefeated, and they can't be defeated. That's a demeanor that they have. It's just like as boastful as the eagle is, that's their mindset too. They've put themselves in a high position where they feel as if nothing on this planet can take them down. You know what I'm saying? Absolutely nothing can take them down. That's what their mindset was. What was that one thing on Avatar? That big flying thing. I forgot what it's called. But yeah, that's their mindset. That nothing can bring them down. But we know that the Lord is putting his hand on that pot, and that pot is just boiling up. You know what I'm saying? Let's go to let's see. It's gonna be difficult with this phone. Let's go to Revelations chapter 12 and verse 12. So this is the demeanor of our oppressor. They feel as if nothing can touch them. Like they're just untouchable. Nobody's messing with them. 12 and 12, Revelations 12 and 12, it says, therefore rejoice, ye heavens, and ye that dwell in them. Woe to the inhabitants of the earth and of the sea, for the devil is come down unto you, having great wrath, because he knoweth that he hath but a short time. So in his demeanor, he's feeling like he's just never going to be touched and he's never going to come down. But really, the Lord is saying his time is short. You know what I mean? As boastful and as prideful as he is, his time is very, very, very short. It's very, very, very short in the Lord's eyes. You know what I'm saying? For us, we've been under this oppression for hundreds of years. You know what I'm saying? And we just dealing with it. But it's going to come to a time where it ends and it's not ever going to dwell again on this earth. You know what I mean? His time is coming to an end, not just at rule, but his time on this planet is coming at an end. Okay. So where were we at? Let's see. Where were we at? Okay, so yeah, like I was saying. So I'm studying them. I'll see how their demeanor is and that they feel as if absolutely nothing can touch them. Now, peep this. We'll just get right into it. Let me see. I'm gonna move that. Present. Share screen. Okay. Now, it pop up. Okay. I want y'all to recognize this movie right here. It's a movie called Interstellar, right? When you watch this movie right here, you get to understand the mentality of our oppressor. To us it's just a movie, but to them, this is law. This is the New Testament for our oppressor. You know what I mean? They look at this movie as if this is prophesying something for them, right? So when they watch this movie, you know what I mean, they feel as if they're going to become something. Now, okay, let's just get into the movie. It's about a man, you know what I mean? He has kids, he's an astronaut. There's a signal that's coming from space, so he's getting called for a special mission. He chooses that he's going to take that mission other than, you know what I mean, stick around with his kids, right? He chooses to go do the mission. When he goes into doing the mission, they go into space. They're trying to figure out what this signal is that's popping up that is pretty much telling them something, like, right? So they visit different planets. You know what I mean? They're on their way of a whole bunch of escapades happen, but then it gets to the main part when they go into a black hole, right? They follow the signal, they go into a black hole. That black hole leads them into a situation where they are in another dimension, like their own kind of type of fourth dimension. And he's seeing time stop and how time doesn't exist in the place that he's at. And he's watching everything that's happening from the future to the past. And he's like a outer presence that's watching. So pretty much they're trying to say that they're in the realm of God, pretty much. They're in the realm of God, watching people live, watching different, you know what I mean? They're watching time and space. And, you know what I mean? All those things come into a situation where they're in control of everything, like, you know what I mean? The Most High is. So with them and their mindset within the movie, it's all based on they are the ones who signal to themselves. It's a future being of Edomite who's how they have advanced and how they've been able to control time and space, and they send a signal to the past to pretty much warn or show the next step of evolution, pretty much. Now, for them, I guess he sends a signal to his daughter. Her daughter, she figures out the whole process of it. They find out a different planet to go to live and dwell, and they're evolving themselves into that portion of being in the state of being godlike, if you know, if that makes any sense. Now, this is the exact mentality of our oppressor. They feel as if they're, like we read in the scripture, they're trying to exalt themselves like the eagle. They want to be above God. They want to be like gods. That's their main mission. That's their main mission of existence. You know what I mean? They want to be above and beyond God. So this type of movie, when I seen the Edomites around me watching it, they were looking at it as if it was just like, you know what I mean? Just it was more than just a movie. It was the beginning of their beginning. Like they looked at it like it was I rarely even seen them blink. Like they were so fascinated with this movie, they felt as if that was really going to be their future and something that was going to happen for them. They're going to exalt themselves over God, and they're going to have control of worlds and time and space. That's their mentality. They really feel as if they're going to become this. They feel like they're going to evolve into this. You know what I mean? But the Bible tells us very different. What we just read. You know what I mean? It's not that they're going to be able to evolve and be able to go from planet to planet. Their time on this planet is short. On this planet is short. That's what the Bible tells us. For them, they think that they're going to become a god. But really, they're going to become nothing. They're going to become a memory. What does the Bible say? That we're going to look at them, we're going to be like, is this the man who ruled over us? This is the one who, that's tough right there. That's tough, because there was an Edomite that came up to me, right? While we were on the ship, an Edomite came up to me. He was all like, man, you're a guy that I would hate to fight. I'm all like, I mean, it caught me off guard, but I'm thinking like, you know what I mean? And I see what he means by it, because for them, they look at us like, you know what I mean? You got this strength, you got this mass. Why are you not taking over something? That's how our oppressor sees us. You know what I mean? They think they see us as just this mindless being because we have the size, we have the aggression, we have the attitude, and yet we don't put it towards conquering places, because that's what our oppressor does. He finds different places and he unalives and steals to be able to get what he wants. So him, in his mind, when he sees us and he sees that we are using our aggression and our anger on ourselves, he's looking at us like, oh, they're uncivilized. Because in his mind, being civilized is having the strength to take something and going out and taking it. That's what his mentality is. For him, being civilized is going out and going to take it by any means necessary, and nobody else gets in the way. Not children, not women, not old people. You know what I mean? Elderly people. Nobody gets in the way. If you try to get in the way with our oppressor and how he is able to take things from us, then he's going to do what he does best. He's going to abuse you, and he's going to unalive you. That's what he's always done. That's how he's been able to get all of these things that he's accomplished to get. Now, going on this trip, we go from country to country, state to state, and it's a bunch of stops, right? So what I notice about these stops is that they all honor their past, right? How they came into finding these places. Who was the traveler who found these places and took over these places? You know what I mean? You got, and they always have something with the natives, right? The natives, and they show you who are the natives that they took over from. You get what I'm saying? Who are the natives that they had to conquer over? Now, in going to Alaska, I've ran into some of the natives that were on the land, right? And I spoke to them. Now, the ones in Alaska, I was told that these weren't our people, you know what I mean? But still, I've had a conversation with them just to see where their mentality is, as far as having their land overtaken by these oppressors, right? So in every situation, it's always the same. They are the homeless ones. They are the ones that are on the bottom of that society. And what does our oppressor do? They tell about the story about how they took over these lands, right? How they went and took their gold and took their food and took their women. You know what I mean? Like, they built statues of them. They built statues of the people who wandered into these lands, and always they got the same tactic, right? Now, our oppressor, this is how he moves. He takes someone from that land who can communicate, who understands the land, and he takes them with him on his voyage on straight conquering the land. So that's where we lie at with our people, because the same thing happened with us with Columbus. He took people who spoke the native language and people who made it seem as if they were studying us for the betterment of us, but really what they were doing is they were documenting our lifestyle, they were documenting how we tick, and they used it against us as a war tactic. And what did they do? They unalived us, they enslaved us, and they took over our lands. You know what I mean? Our oppressor has not ever just rightfully owned a land. They've always been exactly what they are, oppressors. You get what I'm saying? So it's always the same story. It's always the same story over and over and over again. This person took someone of the people to try to gain their trust, and boom, backstabbed them. Didn't keep any treaties, didn't keep any promises. Just straight, give me all this. Give me your land, give me your gold, give me your oil, give me everything. That's how he rolls. That's exactly what he does. So this man who walks up to me and he's talking about, oh, I wouldn't want to fight you. He's looking at me uncivilized, and he's just like, why are your types not taking land? Why are you guys just still under us? Like, you know what I mean? And it makes sense because that's his nature. His nature is to use force to take what he wants. You get what I'm saying? And that's what he's always done. So this is the mindset of our oppressor. This is how he ticks. This is how he rolls. Let me see. And he's never kept his promises. He never sat over there and actually stood on, oh yeah, well, we're going to give you this if you give us this piece of land, and we're going to give you this. No, they've always put us in positions where we felt like we were getting something out of the bunch, and we ended up with nothing. We ended up with absolutely nothing. Black people still waiting for reparations for slavery. Let that sink in. Still to this day. Let's go to Genesis 25:7. The book of Genesis, chapter 25, verse 7, it says, and these are the days of the years of Abraham's life, which he lived. Is it 25 verse 7 or is it 20? Oh, yeah, okay. Which he lived in 103 score. And wait a minute. I think I'm on the slot. Hold on. On the wrong one. Which one is outside? Let me see. What is that? That's Genesis 3. 3:15. Slogging. So the book of Genesis, chapter 3, verse 15. 3:15, it says, and I will put enmity between thee and the woman. 3:15. No, so like, all right, okay, I got the wrong precept. I'll get it in a second. But pretty much what we're talking about is just how Esau works. Like, he's a devious being. He will sit there and make promises with you and take those promises and completely destroy you. And we're still waiting for the promise of reparations as Black people and Hispanics. You know what I'm saying? We're still waiting for reparations, but you got the Jewish man who receives reparations about what, 90 million a year on reparations just for the Holocaust. You get what I'm saying? Now, mind you, even those people take over in a most devious way too, because I think there was a what was it? The what is Kim Kardashian again? She is what is she? Is it? It's not Dubai, is it? Is it Armenian? I think it's Armenian. But yeah, they took their land by asking Armenians for help, and they was desperate for help, saying that they were in desperate need for help. And when they got into that land, they started locking the doors on them and took over they took over their houses. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's just how our oppressor works. He does not play by the rules. All he does is just play on a whole nother level of deviousness than we can possibly understand. You know what I mean? Our people, we have inherited the hate for our people through him. And that's why you got these gangbangers and you got these hustlers and hoes and all that stuff like that. We've inherited the hate for our own people through our oppressors. You know what I'm saying? So it's like you see a small portion of how much our oppressors hate us through our own people. I mean, our people, we can't even say what's up to each other without there being some type of animosity or some type of aggression being bestowed on each other. You know what I mean? Like, we can't look at each other and just be like, hey, how you doing? Like, how you living? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, just speak as strangers. It's always that animosity of, oh, this person's trying to do something to me. They plotting against me. They doing this. They doing this. We have to understand that we can't look at each other like that. We have to look at our oppressor like that, because that's how he operates. He'll sit there and come to you like a fox. He'll smile in your face. He'll sit over here and say hello and how you doing and try to care about your well-being until you let him get too close, and then boom, now everything you got is gone. That's how he operates. That's exactly how he operates, especially when he's in need of things. Right now, he feels like he has everything. So we're not a potential threat to him, even though his hatred still lingers within our existence. But still, we are not a threat to him and his kingdom. It isn't until we start speaking the truth about this Bible, and letting them know that they're the devil that the Bible speaks of, and letting them know that the Lord says that they have but a short time in their rulership, and that Christ is a black man. You know what I mean? That's when that old school Edomite comes out. You know what I mean? That old southern early 20s Edomite starts to come out. You start to see that characteristic in them. Right now, they hide it very well, but once you start to push that truth on them, and they start to understand that they are not as untouchable as they appear to be, so then they start to bring out that old devilish Edomite, where they want to cause some type of harm towards you. They want to do something to you. You know what I mean? They want to cause the old school Edomite comes out because you've awoken their true spirit. When you bring out the truth about this Bible, about this truth, about the prophecies of what's happening to this nation, that's when the real characteristics of the Edomite comes out, for sure. You know what I mean? That's when you see his true character. When he sees you walking around with your Isupk gear on, he wants to cause some type of harm to you, for sure. That's why you always got to be on your toes when it comes to being around our oppressor. Everybody has this sense of concern when it comes to our people. I mean, you sit over there and you walk past one of your people on the street in the dark, you feel like, oh yeah, something gonna happen to you. But when you get this truth and you understand that this is the true person that I need to actually be concerned about. This is the true person I actually need to be worried about. This is the person I need to watch my back when I'm walking past them on the street. You get what I'm saying? Because you're going to understand who the true fox is, who's the predator, who's the one who's trying to take your life and take something from you. You know what I'm saying? For our people, it's detrimental that we understand how to love each other, especially in these times right now. Things are getting super spicy out there right now. It's getting super hot out there right now. You know what I mean? We got the what is it, the Coast Guard or National Guard? They out there, you know what I mean, harassing us just for no reason. They're out there. Trump just put another, what is it, a couple of laws on ICE. They about to be a lot more aggressive, and they're about to be a lot more unapologetic. They're going to be doing a lot of things to our people for no reason at all. You know what I mean? And then that one reporter went up to Trump and was all like, oh, what do you plan on doing with the war on Chicago? And he's just like, oh, it's not a war. It's not a war. We're going to help our communities. But really, you got all these situations of war and starvation and everything going on out in this world, and your concern is with Blacks and Hispanics, the most destroyed people on this planet. Your concern of getting military groups to go and put us in check. Like, what is it that he's afraid of? What is it that he's worried about? That's my thing. You know what I mean? But we know exactly what it is. Our president is trying to bring back the pride and the mentality of that eagle back to his people, because there's a lot of things going on with them that, you know what I mean, they having less babies by the minute. They dying from cancer. You know what I'm saying? It's a lot of things happening to them, and they're trying to even the playing field, because our people are just popping babies out back and forth. You know what I mean? We're not in the best conditions to be, you know what I mean, popping out children like that. But you know what I mean? We are opposing a threat to them by multiplying. Now you check out what happened in the days of Moses. We were multiplying rapidly. And what did they do? They tried to eliminate the men that were being born. Why? Because they're trying to stabilize the playing field. You take away the men, you take away the nation. You know what I'm saying? You obliterate the men, you obliterate the nation. This is what we need to understand. Okay. So this is what our president is doing. While all these wars and starvation and all these bombs going off and all of this unaliving is going on, all these earthquakes and everything like that, his main concern is blacks and Hispanics. You know what I'm saying? That's his concern. Blacks and Hispanics. Why? Because our oppressor is devious. He's taking in all of this turmoil as an opportunity to be able to oppress our people even more. Okay? Why? Because he wants to even out the playing field. He wants to put us in a position where we're not multiplying so rapidly in his heaven, in his nation, in his empire. He doesn't want us to have high numbers. Why? Same thing with that guy who was on the ship who said, "Oh, that's you're a guy that I hate to have to fight." Because we can overcome them with just unity and being together. As soon as we understand who our true enemy is, we can overpower our enemy by just standing together. Because when we stand together and we understand who the true enemy is, then we get the power of a power that this world has never seen before. You know what I'm saying? Not just within our strength, but within the God we serve. Because the Lord wants to see us together. He wants to see us united. He doesn't want to see us separated. He doesn't want to see us killing each other over street names and sets we throw up. He doesn't want to see us in that type of position. He wants to see us unified together, just like they got together in the days of Moses and cried on to the Lord's name. He wants to see us cry on to him and apologize and be sincere and show that we are truly baptized and truly changed, and that we are ready to receive what the Lord has to offer us and not mess it up this time. You get what I'm saying? Hey, Shalom to Christ, Shalom to Christ, says what's going on. So yeah, we got to be just like the days of old, and we have to unify. And once we unify, that's going to bring the chill down our oppressors back, because he's going to understand this is what we've been trying to avoid this whole time. We've caused all this separation. We took their culture. We enslaved them. We ripped away their education. We tried to feed them all manner of things and all manner of filth. We tried to keep them away from their God, keep them away from their power. But for some reason, they are unifying and getting together. They want to be family again. This is what he's truly afraid of. Okay? Because his military, his bombs, his ships, his weapons, they cannot top what the Lord has in store. You get what I'm saying? They can walk around and act like it, just like they had that boastful spirit on that ship, thinking that the waves would just not possibly ever sink this ship. Well, like the sister said, what happened with the Titanic? They said even God couldn't sink this ship. And guess who sunk it? You know what I'm saying? Right away, the first day of sail, the first attempt to sail that ship. You know what I mean? They boasted on how the Lord was unable to sink that ship, and what do you do? I mean, just like that. When you understand the Lord's power, like just being on a ship and being amongst so much water, it's like, dang, like the world could flood again. You know what I mean? The Lord says this. I think it's the Wisdom of Solomon, where he says, like, I could flood this world. Like I could stop the waters. Like I'm literally stopping the waters from flooding this whole planet. You know what I'm saying? That's what the Lord does. That's his power that he has. So to think that a ship is untouchable just shows you the mindlessness and the ungodliness of our oppressor. They really feel as if they're military. They are going to feel when Christ comes back and cracks the sky, they're going to feel like their weapons are enough. They're going to attack Christ and his angels. They feel they are in that mindset of so much boast that for them it's going to be an alien invasion. An alien invasion, and they feel like they're going to be able to win this battle, and they are going to lose drastically. No fly zone. No fly zone. They're going to lose drastically. And it's coming. And all we have to do is just be prepared for it and do exactly what the Lord told us to do, which is gather together and prepare ourselves for just a time, because it will be a time. It will be a wonder that this world has never seen before. So if I have to deal with a situation like that, I want to be amongst my brothers. I was itching to get back to the ghetto. I was itching to get back to San Bernardino because I know that's where my people are. That's where my family is. That's where the people who look like me, who talk like me, who act like me, those were where I would rather be in the ghettos than be in these nice, newly built, greatly presented, you know what I mean, areas in the world. I would rather be amongst my brothers. That's where the true kingdom is at. You know what I'm saying? Within our brotherhood. You know what I'm saying? Like there's some beautiful views, and I've seen a couple of whales, and you know what I mean, some seals and eagles, and you know what I mean, some orcas, and a lot of things. It's a beautiful sight, but it'd be even more beautiful if blacks and Hispanics ruled it. It'd be even more beautiful if it like when you see, like, even the whales understand to get away from white people. When they see them ships, they got on. They even know to get on from white people. Our people need to understand that too. You know what I'm saying? We need to get away from our oppressor. We need to get away from our oppressors. We need to separate, not just physically, spiritually as well. All this whole stuff going on, all this gangbanging stuff going on, this is all in his doing. This is all his plot and his twist. We need to get away from him spiritually and physically. That way we can be able to unify and rule over him. Let's give our oppressor his worst nightmare. Let's actually love each other. That's his worst nightmare. Doesn't it seem like it's just so simple? You know what I'm saying? All we have, our oppressor's worst nightmare is for us to just love each other, love our nation, love our culture, love our God. That's his worst nightmare. Once we begin to do that, that's the end of him. That's where he falls. He knows it. He knows it. Right now, he's walking around as if he's untouchable, but he knows. Otherwise, why is Trump sending troops to Washington, to all these different places where our people reside? Why isn't he sending troops out to Russia or out to China or out to North Korea, where they are possibly threatening a whole nuclear war? Why isn't he sending them there? Why isn't he sending them there? Why is he sending the troops out here where our people are at? Because we are the biggest threat. We're more of a threat than those nuclear threats that other nations are creating. Us loving each other and getting together and being and having love for each other is his biggest threat, and that is where his defense comes in the most. He wants to stop us from having unity. He wants to stop us from having respect amongst each other, for having what's the word I'm looking for? What is the word I'm looking for? Jesus Christ. For having concern, that's not the word, but for having concern amongst what's happening to our Hispanic brothers and sisters. You know what I'm saying? With this whole ICE situation. We gotta have that love towards each other. And that's his worst nightmare. And with that, see if I got any more precepts. I didn't want to keep y'all too long. I'm going to be out of here at 9. Check if I got more precepts on here. I think I had Isaiah. Brotherhood, most definitely. I had one for Isaiah, but we just cut it right there. So, you know what I mean? Understand who the enemy is. Compassion. Throw water, sis. Compassion. Whoo, I don't know how that's a slip in my mind. I'm like, man, what is that word? I'm tripping. That's my time to exit. I got to get some rest. But you know what I mean? Yeah, let's give our oppressor his worst nightmare. Let's actually show love towards each other. Let's show true kindness and compassion for each other. Let's give him his worst nightmare. Because at the end of the day, he's going to consistently keep attacking us. He's going to consistently keep on trying to harm us. He's going to continue to keep on trying to throw us off of our square. You know what I'm saying? So understand your oppressor. Understand who the true enemy is. The water for y'all tuning in. The Most High end. Shalom Yahweh Shem Yahshua Barakatham to the brothers. Shalom Yahweh Shamar or the thumb by Shem Yahshua to the sisters. The water for y'all coming in, man. See y'all next week.